teen sports listeners. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. This is a whole hour of Santa Barbara teen athletes and all those people and businesses that support those teen athletes. Man, woo! 2017, I'm liking what's happened. I call this year Sugar Rush. You like it, D? I do. It's like I haven't hit the ground yet, D.
Why?
I haven't hit the deck. I haven't hit it.
Slow down. Just slow down. Why Sugar Rush?
I don't know. I just called it that. It just came out. Spirit said.
Okay.
It's because it's sweet compared to some of the things we experienced in 2016.
That's good one, D. Good one.
Okay.
Dr. D and Dominique, I like it. Thank you for adding that. What do you say? Dr. Energy? You don't want to say anything?
Oh, sure,
you don't like Sugar Rush? You've stopped the sugar, and look at you. You've melted away. You're looking hot.
Yeah, I am.
I like it. You dropped what? You're at what?
36 pounds.
36 pounds! That's it. She said no more sugar for me.
You've lost a small child.
That's it.
Let it go.
That's it.
It'll be adopted by someone else,
right.
I'm sure.
I have let it go.
No, what she said? I said Sugar Rush. She said deny. That's what she said. She said deny that sugar. Right?
Mm-hmm.
No, you didn't say that.
I said xylitol.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Well, I don't know what that is.
Well, you should find out. Your butt will appreciate it.
Yeah, seriously? I don't know. So seriously, so what have you been doing? No, talk about it.
Well, that depends.
You did that thing,
what is today's date?
I don't know.
17. It's the 17th day of the 17th year of the 21st century. How about that?
That's very exciting. I have a class coming up I'd love to tell you about.
Tell us.
I'm doing the class at the Center for Lifelong Learning.
Have to take notes?
If you'd like. And the class is intuition development. It's called Honing the Intuitive Edge. And it's for everyone, not just weirdos and woo-woo people. It's for everyone who wants to increase their intuitive abilities. And it is sometime in the end of January, which I now can't remember. But you still have time to register, so do get in touch with CLL at sbcc.cll.org.
How much do they run? I know. I'm just asking.
My classes run about 8 or 8:50 an hour, and this one is a 5-hour class. It's an intensive. And when you leave, you will be levitating your liver. You will be floating and happy and meditating and intuiting and all kinds of good stuff.
Nice.
You know, this is really important because our intuition has to do with our innate knowing, and sometimes our innate knowing is different from what our senses are telling us.
Absolutely.
Our eyes may be saying something, our ears may be picking up something, and yet our intuition is speaking to something different.
Sometimes louder, and we don't listen to it. So what I talk to people about is listening to that still small voice and learning how to quiet the mind so that you can hear it. I think for athletes, intuition is vital. Well, it's vital for anybody, but I think for athletes to be able to anticipate what's going to happen, to get a feel for the energies of their players and their opponents, it's invaluable. So you're all welcome to come.
And let me ask you a question that has been posed to me when I make the same statement about intuition. How do you make sure that, as you describe it, still small voice is the right voice to be listening to? And I mean that in a serious way. I know you mean it in a serious way. I'm going to give you a serious answer. There are 2 factors that I take into account when considering something. One is it benevolent? Is it evolved? Does it have a sense of higher purpose or deeper love? Because the kind of intuition we have usually is kind. It's the thoughts and the criticism and the fear and the lower chakra stuff, the lower energy stuff that we feel that can be the stuff we don't want to pay attention to. So it's where does this feel it's coming from? And the second thing I always encourage my students to look for is validity or validation. So if you get a sense of something, you check it out and see if it happened. You pay attention to how it felt when it happened. Over time, you develop a kind of shorthand to recognize when I have these goosebumps on my right arm, or when my stomach feels a certain way. I know that that's my intuition speaking. And over time, as it proves itself to be credible, you learn to trust it.
I actually keep an evidence journal.
I've
turned my
Absolutely.
daily journal into an evidence journal of what my intuition is telling me. And it's so helpful to actually write it down and notice.
That's exactly right. It's just a matter of turning up the volume and then listening. Did that answer your question, dear doctor?
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Yes.
you. So does that mean I'll see you in class?
Possibly.
Ooh. Woo.
Possibly. Yes.
Okay.
That's amazing.
Thank you for
Good
giving
stuff.
me the time to talk about
Always.
that.
We
I
love
wasn't
you. Dr.
expecting-
Energy, you got to be kidding me.
That's true.
That's it.
And now that I'm slimmer, I got even more energy. I'm
That's it.
Dr. Energy.
That's it. You got 5 hours now. You're going to be talking up for 5 hours straight.
bet.
Dominique, talk to us. We're doing the whole ripping out of the front yard because there's no water now. You cannot water your front yard, okay? So I have started this thing on Los Feliz. I am knocking on my neighbor's door. I say, okay, we can't water. What we can do is we could grow food. So I have ripped out my front yard. Okay, so we're growing food. So we have landscaping it all up right now, and we're doing the mint. So I knocked on my neighbor's door, Rosa, and I say, hey, Rosa. Okay, so look, I'll do the cilantro, the parsley, and the mint. All right. You do the thyme. That's it. I did.
do the enchiladas.
That's it. You do. I said, that's it. And she's like, what? I said, it makes it, I don't want to look at your brown grass anyway, because as soon as I look at my front door, that's what I see. I see you. So actually we're starting it up, and I got like 2 or 3, like a lot of people do, like, they don't do the talking, this kind of silent, doing things on the side and everything. But how many yards right now are people like starting to rip it out, right?
Yeah. So if people don't know, as of January 1st,
Right.
officially in Santa Barbara, the city of Santa Barbara, you are not to water green grass. So, yes.
Criminal.
And even though we have had rains and so forth, we have to remember, go look at Lake Achuma. When you see Lake Achuma back at a normal level, then you can consider, putting water in other places. So what a lot of people are doing is converting their sprinkler system, and actually there's a lot of very easy ways to convert a sprinkler system into a low watering system, and then just putting some native perennial herbs. There's so many different ways that we can actually get use from the landscape, use far less water, and bring up our neighborhood and bring people together. So it's just a beautiful idea. I love what you started.
Well, I'm sure I don't want to say started anything, but I'm not going to look at brown grass. Okay. So I had to think quickly. All right. And it was really funny because it was that day, right, where it was like the grass was perfect. It was, really worked really hard.
Ignacio.
Right? It was primo. And I said to my guy, I go, Alejandro, let me tell you, my grass is perfecto. Now rip it out.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's
take a picture.
Check it out.
Take a picture.
Let's rip it all out. Okay. I said, let's have a visual, right? No, it's a good thing. And at the end of the day, it's all
thing.
Absolutely. Well, think about it. You can't eat it. Let's talk about something's good real quick before we go to break.
Something's good organic.
That's it.
Yeah.
You
John
folks-
Givens Farm.
Yeah, folks, if you don't know about it, go online, check it out. Killer deal. If you haven't been to the grocery store, I don't know what's happening, but definitely I see inflationary periods have struck. Things are getting kind of expensive.
Yeah, notice it. No one's talking about inflation, but our food costs more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And this has been really cost savings because we're not, spending any fuel to go get it. They deliver it right to the door for $5.
Yeah, we're getting it within 24 hours of it being picked.
Right.
It's not in any plastic bags, so
Right.
we're saving on that oil waste. And yeah, it's going right in the refrigerator. So very efficient.
Yeah, it's pretty
How do
good.
they get it there?
In a what do you call a farm box? Which
No,
is
I meant, do they have to drive to deliver?
oh
it?
yes, they drive to deliver, but they have a route, so it's a very efficient.
Well, they
use
could get
to
a
deliver.
horse.
Yes,
Yes.
we can pass that on to
A horse
Carolyn
and a
when she
cart,
comes.
like the old push carts in New York.
Exactly, definitely. But that's a pretty good thing. So definitely supporting at the same time our local farmer. And I can't tell you, we've gotten, especially the tangerines that are out there right now, tastes like candy.
Yeah,
I got to say, they're so amazing. So Santa Barbara, we love and thank our local farmer. Let's take a little break. We've got San Marcos High School, Lacrosse in the house. Put your hands together. And who did you bring? Dr. Energy, who did you bring?
Oh, I brought my friend Gina Carvalo.
Nice.
Who is the Glendon Association.
Who else? Gotta go to break. Who else did you bring?
Other people.
Yeah, okay. There you go. And I got Jay Kiley, Santa Barbara City College pitcher. We'll be back with all of those folks after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. Dr. Energy, who do we have in the house?
Well, I am so thrilled to be able to present to you two wonderful guests. One of them is Gina Carvalo, and she is the Communication Director for Glendon Association. Sorry.
Woo! Put your hands together. I like that. That's what I'm talking about.
And that is a nonprofit mental health facility, and it is Glendon Association as well as the Santa Barbara Response Network. And her guest that she's brought with her today is Alexandra Marks. And Alexandra, I understand that you're a volunteer with the program there, and that you go to San Marcos High School. And that you played volleyball for a while.
Yes, I played volleyball for 4 years. I played at school in junior high as well as in high school.
Nice. Woo! I love that. I love that volunteering. That is awesome.
So tell us a little bit about both of these programs that are run through Glendon.
So the Glendon Association and
this is Gina speaking now.
This is Gina Carvalo, yes. I'm involved with mental health here in Santa Barbara, but also nationwide. And what we do are educational programs to educate the public and mental health professionals about mental health concerns in general, self-destructive behavior, suicide, in some cases violence, family issues. And so we have programs where I have interns come in, and Alexandra is one of our interns here, and they are trained by our trainers in what's called psychological first aid, which is a way to be able to help others by responding to them when there's been a traumatic incident. So if you've observed a traumatic incident or been impacted, you can go in and respond. It's not therapy. It's what the Red Cross does in
First responders, yeah.
We do in psychological first aid. So we are all a team of volunteers here in the community that go out and respond to incidents like the IV incident, family murders, suicides, and Alexandra has been trained to work with me and the other volunteers and offer that kind of assistance. So I think it's very valuable to have young people involved in the community.
Can you speak to why getting this response so quickly after you've experienced trauma, why that is so critical to aiding in the healing process?
Yeah. The fact that most people talk about PTSD, and what we want to do is avert and cut the PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder from setting in. If the individual is able to have empathic or an opportunity to deal with the trauma shortly after it's happened, it doesn't get locked in the body. It doesn't get sort of put away, pushed down. It's able to dealt with in the moment. And therefore, you can give the person an opportunity also to go to help if they need mental health counseling. So
this is really helpful for athletes and stuff when you've had a really bad game. And there's the trauma of, oh, my God, it didn't go the way that I expected it to go. Am I going to repeat my failures in the next game? So can you say more about what you do so the sensation doesn't get lodged in the body?
Well, there are stages, and I'd like Alexandra to talk about this too. There's stages that you go through when you respond with psychological first aid. But one of the key elements is to be present with the person. And when you are present and you're actually attuned with the person, their whole nervous system can relax. And they're in a state of tension and often disassociation, and they're just completely cut off from their body and their senses. So it's just a way to bring them back to where they are.
And I'd add that when you're playing a sport, you often have to do this anyway, and so undergoing this training is very familiar to just being on the field or being in the gym, and maybe you lost one of your games, or you lost a point that might ruin your chances of going to CIF or something of that sort. And so tuning into this and being really aware of this, I think, is very important.
And when you're counseling, what does your training consist of? Where do you get your training manual or techniques from? And do you update them periodically? I mean, I wondered if you use tapping at all, how often you use new techniques.
Yeah, some of the trainers, some of the people that we have trained do use tapping. We have a systematic training that we go through, and it's been developed by the National Trauma Institute. So we follow that manual and procedure. You don't want to be altering it very much. There's steps and stages. We do this over a weekend, and then we do part 1, part 2 of the training, and then we have people do role plays. And then when we go out, we never respond without being invited in, either by the police department, the sheriff's department, county mental health. We work very closely with all of these entities, so we don't just show up. We're asked to come in, and then we're deployed, and then we offer our services. And sometimes they'll be in the home. So,
and do you ever work with, I remember recently seeing an expose on the number of rapes that are going on in the colleges, and often they're not reported. And I know that they have counseling, on site at the campuses, but I wonder if you ever have, young women or even young men coming in who are dealing with that issue.
Because we're volunteers and go out to the incident, we don't have a facility where people come in. So we actually, if UCSB or some entity said we've had this incident, which has happened, and we need some of your volunteers because our staff needs more support. Usually most of these entities have people that can respond to the incidents, but if we're asked to come in and supplement whatever they have already, we can do that.
And Gina, Alexandria, what attracted you to do this kind of volunteering?
Absolutely. I have always had an interest in psychology, and I've started taking classes before my sophomore year, maybe around my freshman year, at the City College, and studying different theories, etc., sociology, philosophy as well. And I found out about the Glendon Association through my counselor at school, and I reached out to them and asked them what opportunities were available. And I was referred to Gina, and she was really open about taking me on and involving me in a lot of projects, doing the PFA training, doing a suicide prevention.
What is PFA?
Psychological first aid.
Oh, that's a great name for PFA.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's easy to do too, just over a weekend. And you just get certified. You just practice doing different techniques and trying to be with people when they're in pain.
I was in the Northridge earthquake, and I went to visit a friend, and I was really shook up. And the friend was like offering me, sit here, and, I was a wreck. And this little 6-year-old, I'll still get teary when I think of it, their daughter, 6 years old, came up to me, didn't say a word, just sat down next to me and took my hand and sat with me. And I'll never forget that. It was incredibly calming. This sweet little girl just took my hand and held it.
Yeah, there's something about just being present and seeing someone, not trying to fix them.
Bearing witness.
But,
really.
Yeah, just being there. We're social beings, and our nervous systems are being affected by the nervous systems around us. And so if we come and present a peaceful disposition and we just witness people, it's invaluable. I mean, I know people who have considered maybe stopping going to school or not pursuing their passions and their dreams, and somebody in their life spent 5 minutes with them and totally changed the course of life.
Exactly.
So the skills that you're teaching are so valuable. Thank you so much.
And they'll last you well beyond, Alexandria, well beyond your working there. You'll always know how to help somebody in a trauma, and that's a wonderful thing.
Absolutely.
So glad you're doing it. And can adults volunteer?
Oh, absolutely. Mostly adults we have, but we have exceptional young people.
How can we contact you?
You can email me, Gina at glendon.org. That's Jin at glendon.org. You can call me, 805-681-0415, extension 232.
Alexandra, you could tell you have a really big heart. It's going to make you a great mom. I mean, a great friend. I mean, all these skill sets are really important. It's kind of, I mean, it's almost, you wish that they could offer a course like this in school, you know, because it teaches you to be more human.
And we're definitely working on doing things like that at our school right now. But awesome. Yeah, definitely. Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, put your hands together.
Thank
nice
you
job.
for coming.
All right, nice. Hey, we got some more San Marcos High School students in the house. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. That's what I'm talking about. These guys, finally, I've been trying to get a hold of their coach, Rick. Boy, he's been dogging me, and then, of course, he's not here. But, you know, he said my boys will be there. And I was kind of getting a little nervous because, you know, the communication. But, you know, you showed up, all right, and you're here. And I guess, you know, when you keep on beating the opponents, Santa Barbara, I'm talking, and Dos Pueblos, I guess you could just walk in, you know, because you're it, right?
Of course.
Of course. He says of course.
Of course.
We're talking team captain right now, Justin Lehman, right? Woo! Lehman, how do you say it? I got to say it the right
Lehman.
way. Lehman. Got it.
Whatever you prefer.
What? No, it's you. I got to say it the right way.
Well, I'm going to put it Lehman.
I got to say whatever he says. Justin Lehman. I want to say whatever he says. He's the captain. All right, Justin, what year are you in?
Well, I'm a junior at San Marcos.
Yes.
I was the team captain last year and freshman year too.
Nice.
And I've brought along some of my fellow teammates. We got
Woo!
Lucas.
Here we go.
We got Lucas McDonald.
Hey.
Nice.
He's a senior. And we got...
that was a horrible introduction. Say that again.
We got starting midfielder, Lucas McDonald.
Woo! I like it. Much better.
Senior out of Santa Barbara. Okay, now we got Lucas Salto.
Woo! All right.
And we got our incoming freshman, Josh.
Nice. A little bit more clapping. Come on, let's go. It's so funny when they're not clapping for each other. I guess it's not cool right now, right? 2017, not cool to clap. I got to know what's going on. I'm the queen of teen. Queen has got it. Whoops. See, that's energy. When you're just a mock, it's a mic drop, right? And he doesn't even have to touch it. It just dropped. I like it.
No, we are currently in our off season. So it's spring season is when lacrosse season actually is. So we're in our off season.
All right.
We've been doing some winter training, working out with the guys, getting ready for a big game coming up in March. It's our first game against Oaks Christian at home.
Ooh, they're good.
Yeah. So we're expanding now. We have been playing local teams, and it has proved not much competition. So we're I
like that.
We're moving down south to some. So we're moving down south to some bigger teams, and it's going to be a challenge for us. So we're looking forward to it.
I like it.
Okay, here I am. What's lacrosse?
Well, yeah, a lot of people. It's spreading around town, around our school, and
a virus
to California. Oh yeah, it's a virus. It spreads fast. I mean, it's a fun game to watch. Lots of action, kind of similar to hockey, if anyone knows hockey, of course. And it's played with a stick. There's 10 players on the field. There's goalies. And it's a fast-moving game, and you just try to score as many goals as possible.
So it's like hockey, but it's not hockey.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, no. I mean, I know what hockey is, but
it's
where
a
does
Native
the
American
name lacrosse come from?
It was the first sport in America, actually.
Oh.
It's from Native American Indians, and they started the game. It was actually their form of war before it became a sport. So
really?
They actually,
you can hit your opponents with this, I see.
Yeah, so there's boys and girls.
Do you scalp them if you get to win the game?
Well, of course, there's definitely penalties, and try to limit those. But there's two different types of games. There's boys and girls. They're very different. Boys is a lot more contact than girls. We wear helmets, full pads, protect ourselves, and then girls is a different form. I don't know too much about, but it's also very interesting to watch.
So do you have a lacrosse? I'm sorry. Do you have a lacrosse team? I'm sorry. Great minds want to talk at the same time. Is there a female lacrosse team?
Yeah, we also have a girls team. It's actually, I witnessed one of their tryouts, and there's a lot of girls. I saw 60, 50 girls. There's a lot.
Wonderful. Well, maybe we'll get to have them on.
What attracted you to play lacrosse?
Well, I grew up on the East Coast, so I grew up, it's any other sport here, like baseball, basketball, it's just like that on the East Coast, so I grew up playing the sport, and we moved to Santa Barbara, and my dad started up a league because there's no lacrosse here. It's called the SBLA. I grew up playing in the SBLA too, and moved on to high school. Started the 3 programs: Santa Barbara, DP, and San Marcos, and it's been great.
I'm just curious. I mean, when I came to California from the East Coast, it was soccer that was the big thing here.
Yeah.
So is everything shifting now from soccer and football into more and more into lacrosse and other sports like volleyball and so forth?
Well, yeah, especially in the school atmosphere, there's a lot more people that are shifting to watching lacrosse games coming out. That's going to be our main focus, to get more people coming out and playing lacrosse. I mean, you can ask Lucas. There's plenty of people who are now getting the vibe about coming out to play.
All right, Lucas, what do you think?
Well, also, I started when I was younger too, but like people joined freshman year, and now just a bunch of people from the football team and a bunch more people are coming, and they just learned to like it, I guess. I don't know. It's just something about it.
It's a fun atmosphere. Just enjoying. It's our main purpose.
What do you think makes this sport different from other contact sports or other general sports? Like, why would somebody choose lacrosse over another sport?
Well, the main reason is the attitude of the players. There's not a vicious attitude. We're not out there to hurt people. We're out there to play the game physically and work as a team. It's a big team sport. So nobody can do it all. So we work as a team, and that's what people like about it. It's a fun atmosphere, and that's why everyone comes out to play.
And they also call it the fastest game on 2 feet. It's really fun to watch when they're good at it.
It's actually faster than soccer?
Oh, yeah.
Because soccer, isn't that the one where they're running back and forth across the field?
Yeah.
You do this in lacrosse. You do that.
Do the same thing? You run a lot?
Yeah.
Makes me tired just thinking about it.
So who else we got in the house?
We got Luca right here.
Luca.
It's Luca.
6'5".
Lucas Salto.
You a goalie? They call it keeper goalie. Same words.
Yeah. I mean, it's usually called goalie.
Yeah. Goalie.
Keeper is more soccer.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm a midfielder.
All right.
Yeah. The same as Lucas.
Yeah.
Josh.
This is Josh Glassman.
Josh, you're the goalie. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What's a goalie?
So I just stay in goal, and I basically get pelted by balls a lot. Yeah, they're coming in fast, and it's hard to save them, but just do the best you can.
How does the ball feel when it hits you?
Yeah.
It hurts a lot.
So if you were a catcher in baseball, would that help you?
Well, I guess with reflexes, yes, but it's different because you sort of know what's coming in when you're a catcher.
Right.
But it'll come anywhere in lacrosse.
Right. So you can use the back, because I've seen a couple of games, like on TV, because I'm from Becky's too, so that's what we played. I never played it, but that we had lacrosse, soccer, that we had all that back east, and this is way back, way back. So you can go around the net, and so then you turn around and they can go from behind and get you too, right?
Well, they can't really shoot from behind unless it deflects off someone,
right?
Because it has to be from the front,
right?
But yeah, they could just go around, and they call it X, and you just facilitate the offense from there,
right?
And maybe have people cut down, try to get a good shot off.
Huh? Have you ever gotten hit you something in the back and then it went in?
That hasn't happened to me, but I've seen it happen.
I know. I've seen that happen too. That's a real bummer. Okay, that's not good at all. Okay, so Santa Barbara, Dos Pueblos this year, no threat? Just pretty much put
actually,
it out there?
That's the biggest threat this year that we're going to have. They've got their senior class. It's their best players so far, and it's actually going to be a pretty good competition this year. Okay. Last year, they got pretty close. We almost threw the game, but we came back to win it.
Okay.
In overtime, actually, yeah. We made it way closer than it should have been. And this year, our goal is to work hard in the off-season to make it not a game this year.
And a lot of people, we see a lot of kids going to the football games. Are your games well attended, or is the population increasing that comes to the games?
Yeah, for sure. At the SB game, I was surprised. There's a bunch of people there. I mean, it's increasing, and the more people come out to support us, the better we play, and the more it's exciting. The more people it's there, the environment, it's just better.
Electrifying.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that you do in order to build your team? Because I'm imagining you all working together and knowing what each other are doing is critical to your performance.
Well, the biggest thing for our team is commitment. So commitment and attitude. So people join and they're committed to the team and they want to be on the team and we have fun together. So that's the main purpose of why people join.
So it's on and off the field.
Yeah.
What do you do, Josh? What do you say?
Well, yeah, just coming in as a freshman, it's a really big commitment. I played football, and this comes pretty close to it. Like football, we practice every day, and we haven't started that with lacrosse so far. But even though it's the preseason, we're still practicing a lot and lifting, and it's been fun so far.
Because this is, football's over now, right? And now you can go into lacrosse. So you guys are grabbing a lot of football players.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of players coming out.
Right.
And actually, I started lacrosse because I wanted to play football, and my mom didn't like the concussions and getting hurt and stuff, and she said, why don't you go out and try lacrosse? And we also met them when they moved here from the East Coast, so I played SBLA with them, and then later on my mom let me play football. But lacrosse is fun.
So it's not like a year-round commitment because you can do both, and lacrosse encourages both, or to be a better lacrosse, I mean, it's a year-round because it's all handling the stick. So if you played year-round, you'd be a better lacrosse player.
Yeah, of course. We're a big stickler of any sport you want to play, go right ahead.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to play baseball and lacrosse in the same season. We don't really suggest that. But besides baseball, any other sport, if you're playing a fall sport, winter sport, go right ahead. It's only going to help us.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, it's our biggest thing.
Let's take a break. Let's take
club teams over summer that.
Nice, to help you.
Yeah, to help.
Good. All right, cool. Let's take a little break. We'll be right back. This is Erica Salda. Check out these new commercials. We'll be right back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. And Dr. Energy, where else can you find us?
Oh, gosh, you can just find us every place good. You can find us at Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, online at teensportsradio.com, and on the radio at AM 1290 KZSB.
Every single Tuesday. I love it.
Also, you can also find us, and aside from Tuesday at 9, you can find us at Tuesday at 11 p.m., or you can listen to us twice if you want to. If you love us a lot, you can also listen Sundays at 2 p.m., or Mondays, we'll meet you in the kitchen for a piece of pie, and the radio show at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's it. No pie for you.
No pie for you.
That's it. All right, hey, let's get back here. I got to say, because, team captain, Justin, the coach. Let's get intimate here. How you like that
guy?
Great
guy.
guy?
Yeah.
The best, right? He's the best, right?
Also my dad.
Oh, you like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and then, like you said, we don't want to do the whole year round because you want to do the multiple sports because you got the club, and then I'm sure you play club.
Yeah, I play on 3D, which is a national organization now. I play on some of those club teams.
So how's that? Because that's not, who's your daddy there?
Oh, it's great. It's great to have a different coach.
Yeah.
I mean,
whoa,
it's amazing.
Why you're glowing?
Hey, I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Hey, open up that door. What's going on here? The sun. Is the sun coming out right now?
Well, I don't hear his voice as a coach, but I hear him as a parent, and that's different. It's very different to see what he does on the sideline compared to what he does as a coach.
How is it? There's no difference.
Oh, it's a difference.
Is it?
Yeah, it's.
Right.
I mean, having
why
both
is everybody
sides
looking at you? I don't know. I'm just saying. I says all eyes on you. I'm just saying.
Well, everyone knows him as a
coach,
as a parent,
as
a coach,
and a parent. All right.
And
so you have to bring snacks or what? I'm just.
Oh yeah, we have snacks.
Do the snacks. He's the parents. Got to do the snacks.
Gatorade. I guess that's a snack.
Yeah.
I don't know. We get. He runs different tournaments too, so we get some stuff from there like Gatorade, and it's another bonus. But everyone knows him as a friend, coach, and parent. So it's a great relationship with your coach. People ask him things all the time. We enjoy practice. It makes it a way better atmosphere. You're not scared.
A guy like your dad is, I love people like that's what makes Santa Barbara so great is because, when you don't have something, Santa Barbara is a place that you can bring, start something and nobody's going to squash it. It's what makes Santa Barbara great. It just is, because if you have a vision, it doesn't stop you. I mean, it's a place where you can heal. It's a place where you can create. Huh, D? I mean, it's just like the greatest place. So, I mean, your father, people like your dad. Yeah, it is. It is totally a co-creating environment. It resonates that. I mean, which is really nice.
Do you ever think that your dad is nicer to the other players than to you? Do you ever get jealous of his attention?
Well, he always comes home after practice or something and tells me like, oh, should I have done this differently? Or because he's the head coach and he thinks of me as a player more than a son. So according, I mean, at the Lacrosse at least. So I'm a player on the team, and so I'm treated like a player on the team. I'm not any different than any other player. He'll get mad at me at times, tell me run, push-ups, anything like that. But yeah, we talk about different plays, different offenses. We just have a great time about talking how we can make things more enjoyable for the other players. It's fun.
So, like, straight up, other players, everybody get on mic, say one thing that you like about his dad. Come on, nobody's going to run after this show. Go ahead.
All right, this is Luca. One thing I like about Rick is just the fact that he pushes us all so hard and that he really just motivates us to just push ourselves harder. It never really just brings you down. It's always like a constructive criticism rather than just bringing you down.
Makes you better. I like that. All right.
This is Josh, and one thing I like about Rick is that he knows so much about the game, and I'm a goalie. She's like one of those weird positions in those sports, and he knows so much about my position, which is really cool.
All right.
I agree with Luca and Josh, but another thing is we have pickup scrimmages, and it's cool how he comes out and plays with you. He gears up, and
I'd like that.
It's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
He's the only one of the only coaches that doesn't actually work at the school too. He has this other side job, so he puts, even when he's working, he's always thinking about us, and it just makes it feel like he actually cares.
Yeah. Well, I got to say, I got a shirt for you, Rick. You're not here, but you're one of the reasons why Santa Barbara is as great as it is. So God bless you and thank you, and I'll meet you soon. So let's give a hand. Rick, there you go. All right, you guys don't go anywhere, because right now I want to segue over. Guess who in the house? Santa Barbara City College pitcher. Give him a mic. Jake Kiley. Woo! Yeah, my boy. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Are you up now? Are you awake? I just slid you. I just slid you a Blendicott.
Yeah,
huh?
I'll have that after.
That's it. You have to.
Exactly.
You saved me.
That's why I
like this whole thing you got going on.
Yeah.
I like the haircut. You did it yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it?
Well, when I get bored sometimes at home, I cut
So
my
how was the preseason? I love it. So how was the preseason?
Pretty good. Finally back and fully recovered. So
You just, if you don't mind saying, you gave me a hug. It's like hug. It was like I got that tree in the front yard. It was like hugging that.
Yeah.
I mean, you just like ripped. You still with Dustin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Superior Fitness.
Yeah.
Really great gym.
Yeah, love it. These boys have. Are you familiar with Superior Fitness?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. It's my boy. Okay, I was his third and fourth client. My two sons, Joe and John Salda. He was client 3 and client 4, which, I don't know, 10 years ago, when he was working out of his garage. Okay. So he's exploded since then. So he's definitely co-host Teen Sports Radio. He's done a lot of great things, a great human being. And I have been blessed to have had my sons like totally a true mentor. Dominique.
So, how fast is the ball flowing right now?
Woo, how fast the ball. Boy, you're getting into it, Dominique. He
right
sits
now,
at 90.
I've been sitting at 90.
That's right.
Lately, I've been sitting at 90, fully recovered, so that's been looking good lately.
Nice.
Well, and it moves. It is dirty. All right? Those are big words. It's ugly, it's dirty, and he sits at 90.
So explain what dirty means for those who don't know.
For Erica, it moves, like the ball moves 5 inches, like 3 to 5 inches, like away, like into the batter.
Wow.
So it's more of a running, like fastball.
Erica starts laughing. I said, you better move back an inch. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. Okay, go ahead.
Nice.
Sorry.
But yeah, that's basically it. Or
You
whatever
want to
you
tell them
call
the story?
dirty.
Dirty, ugly.
Yeah.
I changed words. Can you tell the story about when I went like this, at the thing when you had a full boat at UCSB? You want to tell the story? And you went bang. Okay, you want to tell the story?
Yelling at me?
Yes, in front of everybody. Go ahead,
So I was hitting, and she
Hundreds of people.
started yelling at me. Then I hit it off the wall. Then I had to run to third base because she kept on yelling at me, and I didn't want to run to third. I wanted to stay at second because I'm really lazy and like slow, so she kept on yelling at me to run to third. So I felt like a little mom right there, which is not nice.
Screaming. He made it safe.
Yeah.
And then the other one, when you knocked out my windshield, you want to say that? Range Rover?
Oh, yeah,
you want to add that
fun.
one? Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, hitting the ball into the Range Rover.
Knocked. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't care. But when you point, okay, and you dare him to do it, and he hit it over the right field fence, and he knocked my windshield out. It was just awesome. It was just wonderful. Jakey, you've given me so many amazing memories. Okay, and I got the Smushy sign, so I'm going to give you another Blender's card if you stick around, okay? You can't go anywhere. We have another segment, all right?
Sounds good.
Because you like my number 3 son. Perfect. All right? All right. We got Jake Kiley, Santa Barbara City College in the house. Vaquero. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. If you just joined us, you're late, okay? But that's all right. That's all right. We still love you. Dominique Hackett, you've got it. There's no, we're not TV, so you can't raise your hand, right? I'm gonna let you talk.
I got one of those weird questions, and I've noticed it more about baseball than really any other sport that I've seen. There seems to be a lot of, I don't know, like good luck rituals and stuff. Like I watched your son John, and he does this thing where he touches his hat and he says a prayer, and then his hat has all these names written. I mean, it seems like
Psalms.
Okay.
I'm just saying, he sticks like Psalms on his brim.
Lots of things. I remember one year there were beards. Lots of baseball players were growing beards and stuff. Jake, do you have any
go through
good luck
I love
things
them.
that
I know you got
it's
stuff.
Just weird like that. We like rituals and have like weird habits so we don't get hurt or have a good game or something.
I've got
like
this
that.
Teen Sports Radio thing right here. Okay, it's a stress ball.
Yeah.
I want you to take this on the bump with you. Okay, it's a hacky sack. Okay, here it is. I'm giving it to you right now. I want you to take. You don't need it. Okay. I'm going to give it to you. I was going to autograph it for you. Stop. Okay. So you could eat it. Okay, no, it's a stress ball. Okay. All right. No, seriously. Say what it is. We're just being silly with you right now. We love you. Go ahead.
What?
Well, tell us your ritual. Say what your ritual is.
I don't have like a real ritual, really.
Nothing.
Not really.
Okay. All right. Tell me what you think about. Okay. You don't think about anything different with a full boat, bases loaded. Okay. You're up by 1, bases loaded versus the game just started. I mean, there's nothing that goes through your head. No, I'm serious. I'm really curious about this. I've never even asked you this kind of question.
Like when it's in the 9th, I get a little more like adrenaline.
Okay.
A little more pissed off.
Okay, there you go. I love that. Yeah, that's what I like. I know that about you.
Then like the first inning, I just keep on cruising.
Right. So would you rather, because this year you're going to be a starter or a closer?
You don't
know. What do you want? What if you had a choice? Okay, that's a good answer. I love that answer. No, I love that answer though. Okay, but just say in a world where you can map what you like, if you had to pick, you'll say, they said, Jake, what do you want to do?
What like a little Andrew Miller thing, like coming at the end of the game.
I love
pitch
that.
the end of the game.
Yeah,
for like 2 or 3
I love
innings.
that. The whole music cranks. Yeah, no.
Yeah, something like that for the
wow
closing.
thing, and the hair flows with the big bun in the back.
Hero.
Yeah. No, nothing.
A little crazy.
No,
a little old school.
Commercial.
No, I don't know.
Well, it's so interesting about the idea of a ritual and a pattern when you guys are playing your games and stuff. Our brains are wired to notice patterns, so we actually release endorphins when we have a ritual or a pattern that we follow before we do something, especially when we're doing something that's kind of stressful. So creating a ritual, creating a pattern of what you do before a game, that's really helpful.
So what happens when you use your ritual and it doesn't work? Where does your head go?
I go to my Plan B ritual.
How far into the alphabet have you actually gone?
Like C or D.
Oh, that's great. So what motivates you to get up for the game? What gets
like
you...
during the game or like in general?
No, when you're ready to go in and you're ready to play, what motivates you?
Just to go out there and do good and get looked at. It's like a day in the office. Every day is a new day, so you have to show off what you have that day.
And you do that?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, great. Do you ever picture the game before you play it?
Yeah, I like visualizing a lot.
It's great.
Visualizing is very well.
Yeah, that's a terrific thing to do, is to visualize what you're going to do, because it creates these autonomic nervous system responses. I have no idea what I just said or why I said that, But just let's pretend that that's true. What it also does is it gets your body into what you're doing on automatic. So those kind of visualizations sort of enter into your body and help you to get better.
For success.
Exactly. It is planning for success. So I'm glad that you do that. Do you guys do that too? Yeah? We
do a lot of the same things before games, same warm up, same. We don't really have a normal ritual that we do. The only thing I could think of is we say on every break we don't say something different. We say family every single time to remind us that we're all a team.
Aww.
And we're going to come out there as a team.
That's beautiful. What do you think the Vaqueros are going to do this year? Good year, bad year, medium year, building year? Yeah, big year?
We have a bunch of transfers.
Nice.
7 transfers.
Beautiful.
BCSB.
Yeah, because last year was a building year. Mm-hmm. You have a pitching coach yet or no?
We have Heil and Walker for now.
Nice.
Because Walker hasn't found a good pitching coach yet.
Okay, that'll work. Yeah. All right, can I expect you to come back and see me again?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Promise?
Yeah.
Yeah? Going to have some breakfast after the show?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Good. I love feeding you.
Yeah,
you're a big
food.
Eater. I like that. You're like, can I have 2 breakfasts? You can have 3 breakfasts.
Exactly.
All right. Hey, we got to go. Thank you, San Marcos High School. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. All right, we love you. Alexandria, we love you. You're doing good things. Santa Barbara, we love you. Farmers, we love you. God bless Santa Barbara. See you next week.